Russian President Vladimir Putin has used the term denazification in the context of Ukraine, particularly as one justification for Russia's actions against the country. He has referred to the need for denazification as a way to remove what he describes as a neo-Nazi or far-right influence in Ukraine against the people in the Donbass and Luhansk regions and within the Kyiv regime. This action was justified in accordance with Article 51 of the UN Charter in the exercise in the right of self-defense. Responding to Vladimir Putin's comments regarding denazification, U.S. National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby had this to say.
Listen to those tropes throughout his speech yesterday. This isn't about Nazism. There's no Nazis in Ukraine. It's not about the West. It's not about the United States. It's about a completely fabricated justification that Mr. Putin put forth about his own national security being put at risk by Ukraine. That's what started this war. That's what this war is all about.
Let's discuss this. The legacy and history of Nazis in Ukraine stems from the period when Germany invaded and occupied Ukraine in 1941, under Operation Barbarossa. Some Ukrainians collaborated with the Nazis, either as part of auxiliary police units or as members of nationalist groups that sought to create an independent Ukraine. The legacy of this period remains a sensitive and controversial topic in modern Ukraine. Recent presidents, Petro Poroshenko and Volodymyr Zelensky, have been broadly aligned with nationalists' mainstream political ideologies, partly due to their opposition to Russia. In Ukraine today, especially in the western part of the country and in Kyiv, the nationalist ideology is vehement as they see Stefan Bandera, a former Nazi collaborator, as a hero. Notable nationalist groups that currently exist in Ukraine include the Azov Battalion, which is a paramilitary unit that originated in Ukraine and gained prominence during the conflict with Russian-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine, particularly in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Formed in May 2014, the battalion initially functioned as a volunteer militia and was later integrated into the Ukrainian National Guard, becoming a regiment. It has received training and equipment from the Ukrainian government and NATO member countries. The National Corps, Aidar Battalion, and Right Sector are also politically aligned with the aforementioned Azov Battalion. They also have some representation in local and national governments and have organized protests and other social activities to influence their goals. These groups have been a subject of controversy due to allegations of human rights abuses, including illegal detention, looting, and torture. The Azov Regiment is celebrated and honored by the Ukrainian people, as well as supported by the United States and other NATO member countries in the way of military training, military arms, and social outreach support. However, the West aims to conceal their support for the Azov Regiment, given the political backlash in the United States, as they have been the subject of scrutiny with certain members of the United States Congress. As a whole, Ukrainian society generally accepts a nationalist attitude and embraces the idea of Ukrainian nationalism, with the exception being the eastern region of the country, where there is a large Russian-speaking population in the now Luhansk and Donetsk People's Republics. It's not uncommon to find statues, monuments, marches, and other propaganda promoting far-right ideology, as well as citizens and various Ukrainian military personnel displaying Nazi symbolism. Additionally, the namesake of Stefan Bandera can be found on street names, eating establishments, as well as displayed photos within the Ukrainian government offices. So with this information in hand, is John Kirby correct in stating that there are no Nazis in Ukraine? Or is Vladimir Putin correct to invoke the term denazification in the context of Ukraine? If you like this video, like and follow for more.